Hey guys, so forgive me if this episode doesn't have the usual waka waka sense of humor to it, but I think given the circumstances surrounding this release, it would have been inappropriate. I still can't believe he's gone, you know? I mean, Bowie was a 69-year-old man, and for as much as we and he even himself liked to pretend he was some kind of otherworldly force of nature, he was still, in fact, human. And humans pass on. Most of us probably won't see it coming, or we won't have the time or ability to react to it. But Bowie did. 18 months prior to this album's release, David found out he had liver cancer and roughly a year's worth of time left. Under these circumstances, I think many of us would probably give in and spend what little time we had left with our loved ones, or traveling the world, saying our last goodbyes. I think for most of us, our work would have probably been the last, furthest thing from our minds. But not Bowie. Bowie was his work. Bowie was an artist from skin to core. He lived to create and weave more color into the tapestry of existence. That's why we loved him so damn much. Even in death, Bowie's artistic legacy lives on. It's an interesting case study, this album. It's ultimately a goodbye letter, an artist's last reprieve to us. How often do we see that in any medium? Hell, especially ours. Kurt Cobain didn't get to say goodbye. Jeff Buckley didn't get to say goodbye. This album is inspiring, if only for the fact that it exists. Like I said before, Bowie had way better things he probably could have been doing, apart from entertaining us, but he did it anyway. And that says something about the guy, something very damn big. And the album he gave us is gorgeous too, no less. It really captures the dark, unsettling nature of death and the unknown. It's littered with lots of atypical time signatures and beat patterns, and trumpets and horn work coat the album in a kind of dark jazz veneer. It's a complex and extensively intricate composition. It's an album you'll probably have to listen to multiple times to fully comprehend what's going on here, but as harsh as a listen as this might be, it does certainly merit multiple spins. And the same goes for the lyrics here, too. Every song is about death, uncertainty, and the lyrics don't hold your hand in any particular way either. Some lines are flexible metaphors meant to be interpreted in multiple ways. Some are perhaps a bit obtuse until you do a bit of research on them. But make no mistake, Bowie molded a poignant and weighty narrative on loss, passing, and the unknown. I guess what I'm saying is, the lyrics genius read of this album makes for a damn interesting dig. This album, in its unflinching reflection of the themes of death and dying, reminds me of another album in some ways that explores the same areas, namely spiritualized songs in A&E. Like Blackstar, this album too was written while the artist was in the throes of passing, and both albums face the Reaper head-on, giving us a stark and often brutal display of the process of packing your bags for that last big trip. And both albums can be an almost overwhelming insight into the process of passing on. It can be heavy to listen to these two albums, but there is a major difference with Bowie's effort, I feel. See, in the case of Spiritualized, they address a lot of the fear that comes with dying, the dread of the unknown, the existential nightmare that is non-existence. It addresses the anxiety of death very bluntly. But with Blackstar, I don't see fear. I see personal reflection, I see uncertainty. I even do see the struggle with the unknowable, but not dread. I see, for lack of a better word, a certain bravery here. David knows he's in for a battle, but it's one he knows he has to fight. It's not an optimistic attitude necessarily, but it is a determined one. And that style of bravery is a perfect reflection of Bowie himself. Bowie was bravery in art. Bowie was never afraid to scare us, to shock us, to surprise us. And even until the bitter end, he committed himself to showing us how bold he could be. He gave us kind of an instruction manual as to how bold we should be. So, is this album something you should listen to? Well, yes, but perhaps not right away. Especially if you're not familiar with Bowie's work. Please, don't get me wrong, the album is amazing, but I don't want you to listen to this one right away, in the sense that I wouldn't want you to open a new novel and start reading on the last chapter. Get familiar with David again, either for the first time or all over again. Listen to your favorite albums, maybe explore some unturned rocks you never got the chance to, and then listen to it. This album is a complex, somber, and perhaps difficult to read story in moments, but whatever your opinion of it may be, this is how it ends. This is an important chapter in our history. We owe it to ourselves to study it, to learn from it, to build off of it, and ultimately, as I'm sure David would have wanted, to enjoy it. Thanks for everything, Starman. Blackstar gets 4.5 out of 5.
Since you're 16, you achieved success, and now you sit in your green chair, looking back on it all. And what do you say?
Not true. I didn't strive for success. I strive to do something artistically important. And success over here, I believe, is very much in the kind of material world. So can I just say that before we start? I wanted to do something artistically valid.
Fits.
Spencer Tracy once said, Bob, I have no idea what he said.
That was good.
I know there's something coming there. He says something to the effect, actually, he did, that heroes are really boring. That the real interesting things are the off-center values of people, you know, and those are the things that trouble most people. And most of my characters have been sort of alienated, you know, and that's the one thing that people really think, do I belong here? Who are my friends? You know, does anybody like me? All those things, you know, am I on my own? God, you know, it's terrifying to be on your own in this world. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. I mean, one always has lapses, you know, and you feel despondent about things and maybe, you know, slightly sad. But then you get, ever so cheerful again.